So yesterday, I finished some books up. This spider book, which in the end I painted that little fellow and that little fellow on the front just to make them pop out a bit more. We were covering the chocolate box, which I have painted white on there to go with that box, and the pages that I burnt and put together with some string. I'm thinking I might put one of these window stickers on this side as some sort of a witchy pattern, just to get rid of that, because my imagination is just pretty much gone and I'm running out of time. What else have we've got? This is another new one that I've seen this year that I would like to give a go at. So some of these videos are from America, like I said before, and they do some fantastic stuff, especially for Halloween. I mean, we all know it's, being in the UK, we all know it's big in America. This little fellow I picked up, I believe, for £1 in Asda yesterday. And I'm going to do, not the starry cauldron that we've all seen, however, I would like to do that. And I'm not going to do the one with the pouring bottle of water, however, I would like to do that as well. But again, we're trying to do it on a budget this year. I'm going to do the ball bubble one. Ball bubble. So I don't know if you've seen it. Basically, you get these translucent, I think they're called baubles. You put them in your cauldron and then you have it overflowing down the side and some sparkly lights, and it all looks very pretty. I have got loads of these, but it went up in the loft and it was £1 yesterday. I thought, £1. I didn't have any of these, so I had to buy them. These were from Amazon. They were about £11. I've got 4 sizes that came in the same box. So a larger one, medium, smaller than that, and some little tiny ones. Did read the reviews. There was a lot of reviews saying that some of these had turned up broken. I was very fortunate. I don't think a lot of them are broken. There are some cracks in some of them. I don't know if you can see that. There are some cracks in some of them, and something's rattling around in somewhere. Oh yeah, there's one that's smashed. That one's smashed, it's got a hole in it. But we can easily hide that. They're not, you know, all completely shattered. So I'm going to attempt to do something with that today. I'm waiting for books to dry. I do have more books to make, but I'm trying to give you something different, because otherwise I'm just book. And possibly get some jars done today. Yes. I told you before that I'm completely messy. Everything is mess. So I brought these lovelies. As you can see, they are still all completely, and it has 1,000,000 pockets. I mean, I think these are dudes ones. 1,000,000 pockets. Absolutely love 1,000,000 pockets. Also absolutely love dungarees. Amazon, can't remember how much they were. Brought them 7 years ago. No, I didn't. Several years ago. But every time I do crafting, I put them on, because I do get in a mess. And I'm tendency to wipe my hands on my stuff. So these are my crafting dungies. I have them in black as well, which you've seen before. They're lovely. Love them. Yeah, so that's where I am today. I might actually watch Violent Night today on Netflix while I do my little crafting thing. Yeah, so let's do something. Oh my gosh, let's go. Right, so I've just been looking at this cauldron that we're going to do today. So I've got the cauldron, but I haven't got enough of those baubles to fill it right out. So what I've done is out of the bin, I've grabbed some of the old card that I've used for the books, and I've just created a section to go on the bottom and a bit to go on the top, so it puffs it out a little bit more. Then my issue was, well, that looks a bit toot, doesn't it? So am I going to paint it like a potiony colour, or had a little think? Unfortunately, this is the last of the cotton wool that I actually have. Beauty, makeup, toner, cleanser, moisturiser and all of that. So I thought I'm going to stick some of that on it to give it more of a up look and hide the cardboard. I mean, obviously, hopefully it'll be better than this, before I then start sticking these on and bringing them down the side. For lights, I would ideally like some flashing lights, but again, we are trying to save some money and use what I already have. So I've got these little bottle toppers, which I'm going to wrap between the baubles and have on the top there. You know what's just popped into my head though, don't you? But if I want to use my bottle toppers to fill up some of the bottles I fill up, I'm not going to have any lights for my bottles. So I may have to run the gauntlet of going into the loft again to find some flashy lights, or flashy lights from somewhere. I'm 100% sure I've got fairy lights of some variety to use to save me some money. All right, it might be a couple of quid, but a couple of quid's a couple of quid, especially if my darling small daughter decides she wants me to do sensors and lights and this, that and the other with all of her ideas, which she's not going to lend me any of her pocket money for. So I will head and find some lights. I will stick this together and put this on the top, and we'll get back to you once all that's done. Oh yes, and I also thought about this lid. I'm going to glue this lid, the handle, I'm going to glue that up so it's upright, so we can carry and move that around, because it does keep falling down. So, lights. So I got the hot glue gun. I said it again. So I got the hot glue gun on and I stuck the cardboard together. I then covered the top in cotton wool and then sprinkled it over with a bit of glitter. It was looking lovely. I then discovered some lights I had, and I don't know if you can see, but they are purple. And then I decided, well, wouldn't it have been a good idea if I had stuck these on here and then covered it in cotton wool? So lucky enough, it was PVA glue that I used, and you remember what I've said about that. You can I'm sorry, I've got cotton wool balls stuck in my hand. You can slide it all over and move it around. So I've literally just gone and ripped it all off the top. I am going to put these lights on top of that cardboard, and then I'm going to stick the cotton wool down. The only problem I've got with these lights are they are not battery operated. They are power tools, power toys. So when it actually comes to Halloween, I'm going to want to put this out. I'm going to have to find a plug socket for it. And being outside, even though I do have some outside sockets and some weather boxes to put your plugs and stuff in when you've got outside stuff, plugs are very limited because, you know, you need a lot of lighting on Halloween. So that is the only downside to these lights. Unfortunately, I can't find any more. I didn't give you a loft tour today because there's too much going on. So that's where I am, in a mess with stuff stuck all over my hands and in my cauldron. I also did hot glue gun the handle into place before I thought about putting the lights on the box. So, so that's what I'm going to do now, put the lights on the box and then put the cotton wool back on and sprinkle it with some glitter before putting the Christmas baubles on it. Ugh, Christmas. An update, it's been ages. I've now glued those lights with the glue gun so it dries quicker onto that bit of cardboard which I've tucked in there. I am now going to recover it in the cotton wool, which is now sticking all over my table, and I'm covered in glitter on top of that, and then we'll see how we go. So we have the cotton wool put on top of it. I've sprinkled it with glitter again. Oh gosh, look, I'm making a mess. We'll clean that off in a moment. Oh, and round the back. Oh my goodness, I am absolutely covered in glitter. I don't know if I'm sparkling. I'm now going to attempt to put some baubles on and wrap that around with the lights at the same time. We're going from there. So the little baubles I have, I couldn't pull these bits off without trying to break them. So I just got a pair of handy dandy pliers, snippy things. Slid that on there, she said. Slid that on there. It always makes me a liar. Pulled them off. Them I will keep for future. You never know what they could be used for. And then with my handy dandy glue gun, I just, she said, switched it on, found a space and stuck it in. Na-na! Then once I'd put all the baubles on top of it, and put them into place and had them dribbling off the side, I then tucked in some more kitchen roll to cover the wires and glued it down, because I thought, well, if it's outside and it's going to blow, that might blow away. And ta-da! Now there is less at the back than there is at the front. And this is going to be the front. Because I didn't have that many balls, so it was lucky that I put that cardboard in there to push it up. I probably could have done a bit more, really. So if you're only working with one pack of balls and balls are £11 each, you might want to cone it in the middle and then cover it down, you know, like a volcano, so you can have your more balls at the back. But again, the wire's hidden at the back. It's not very long, so it'll have to be right next to a plug socket. Because again, I twisted all the wires round. I don't know, the lights are on. I don't know if you can actually see them, but we'll have a little look in the evening and see what that looks like in the dark. I might sprinkle some more glitter over the top just to cover that and give it a bit of a sparkle. So yeah, so there's a cauldron. I don't know if you can see, but it is dripping down the sides and back. So when that is all dry, I will peel that off and that will be cleaned up a little bit more. I did come across a lot of orange lights. So what I might do is I might put a fake fire under there, maybe some twigs or something, so it looks like it's bubbling along. Unfortunately, those lights don't flash. I mean, that would have been nice, but you can't have everything. So yeah, here's a little cauldron I made. So the cauldron's been made. I'm having a go at that green chocolate box that we painted this colour and attaching the pages in. Now originally I did say that in where I joined the two box pieces together, I was going to pop a hole in and then attach them like that. However, I then stuck a bit of cardboard on top and forgot all about it, and then I was like, beep, how am I going to get them in? I pierced a hole in the pages and put some leathery old bracelet stuff out of one of me jars to bind them together. And then I'm thinking, okay, now how do I get these into this? Because they're supposed to be pages that you turn. I'm going to put these on here to make it so I haven't got to cover this because I didn't have enough pages. Again, I wasn't thinking ahead. So what I have done is I have this needle. I don't know if you can see it. I'll take it out and show it. But I have popped a hole, and as you can see down the bottom here, I made an awful mess. And it has taken time to pop through this side and this side because of the two joins of the box there. So after lots of effing and jeffing is probably the only way to say it, I have managed to put some cotton through. Now I did want to put some more of this leathery bracelet stuff through that I've binded the pages together with, but it wouldn't go through this needle that I have found. Now it's a U-shaped needle. I mean, I'm sure it has some sort of fun dangly name. So as you can see here, I've popped it through and it's still in there at the moment. You see that? Evil looking thing. So I've popped it through first and then just doubled up a bit of cotton and just pulling that through. So I've got some on both sides. There you go, there's the needle. So that's come in handy. You see, always find something. So I'm cutting that off. And now I'm left with these awful holes on the book. So I'm going to try and touch that up, maybe fill it in with something and then paint over the top of it. And then I'm going to use these bits of string just to loop through and tie onto the leathery bracelet to join it into the book. But first I do believe I'm going to have to stick these on because they slightly overlap. This little witchy one is quite big, so as you can see it's going to overlap. So I'm going to hole mend, stick these on because they're window stickers. I'm going to use some PVA glue. So again, we're at that point of waiting for things to dry, and the pages I will then put in once it is all dry, and cross fingers it looks okay. It is actually getting late. It's about 5 o'clock now, so it's also getting chilly out here. I have a ton of ironing to do, being on a Sunday evening, work and stuff to get ready for. So I might have to call it a day after I have fixed these holes. I did notice that I got a bit of paint happy, and I did earlier because I've got it on my fingers. A bit paint happy, so that will also have to be retouched. Did say I wasn't going to cover the back of the book because it's going to be laying on a table, whether I put it on a book stand so you can see the pages and they open up. This actually wasn't white, it's I think it's called stone or something, which again was just one of the Hobbycraft paints that I got a while ago. Unfortunately I can't get my hands on any more. I keep going in Hobbycraft and looking because it's quite nice. I mean, I'm sure I can make that up with what I've got, but I've used that so much, especially with the fairy garden painting stuff. I'm hoping I can find some more of that on offer, because that's always helpful in Hobbycraft. So stay tuned, and I will get that done before I quit this evening. It's definitely going to be some midweek evening work going on. I don't know how many, 2-3 weekends maybe. One of those weekends I'm actually away camping. So I'm really running out of time. I might start having to get some of my family involved in some making. So we might have a special guest, my sister or my eldest daughter, who hasn't helped me yet. So yeah, so stay tuned. So here we are, tick, tick, tick. It's been like 50 minutes, I think, since I spoke to you and told you I was going to sort that book out. Okay, so what I have done is I have painted around the outside to, yeah, that's okay, that's just wet paint, to get rid of the white marks or the stone marks that I'd left. I also decided I didn't like it just being with nothing around it, so I found a shoelace from one of my trusty jars and have stuck the shoelace around the outside of the book, which I think gives it a little bit more pop. I then painted all around the inside with the stone paint to just touch it up a little bit, and then I glued on the window stickers and filled in the holes with some glue and painted them over as well. As you can see, it's not great. It is actually drying at the moment. Again, you can see I've been a messy cow. It is actually drying at the moment, so I'm going to leave that for tonight to dry because I don't want to get paint on the pages. And then tomorrow I will thread the cotton that I put through the holes through the bits of leathery bracelet string on this and attach the pages like that, and then I will trim that cotton. Obviously I've given myself lots of leeway to put them together. And then we will have a book that can stand up and the pages be turned. So not a completion yet, but will be tomorrow evening, where I do believe I'm going to have to come out here and do some jars to give you a little bit of something different. I've got those jars that I spray painted with the aerosol can, and we can do some of them tomorrow. Like I said, it is getting chilly now. The sun has gone down. As you can see, I'm all lit up. So yeah, we're going to stop it there for tonight, and I shall go and do some ironing. So I will catch up with you soon.